Well, howdy, all you freedom outlaws out there. Howdy, howdy, howdy. I was just on my bike a little while ago and I got caught in the rain. Pretty good downpour. And the traffic was crazy for some reason. Uh, a lot more than usual in Flagstaff, but I don't know what was going on. But so anyway, I got a little damp. But that's okay. But I was sitting at an intersection, and just out of nowhere, I got I was like enlightened, like an epiphany. So I want to share that with you. So these thoughts started going through my mind. We, the people of the United States, the true American patriots, we have foundational documents. Foundational documents. And then we have founding fathers that signed those documents. What was it? 56 signed the Declaration of Independence, and what was it? I think 39 signed the Constitution. Something like that. Correct me if I'm wrong. So that's our foundation. The Declaration of Independence, the Constitution, Bill of Rights. And the context of those documents can be found in the preamble to the Declaration of Independence and the preamble to the Constitution. The context is there. The words are the content, and then there's the context. And what is that context? Well, in the preamble, you know what a preamble is, right? It sets the spirit, the tone, the direction of what's coming. So the preamble to the Declaration of Independence talks about the key context there is certain unalienable rights endowed by our Creator. And among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And then it talks about we have the right to alter or abolish any form of government that violates those rights. Then we have the preamble to the Constitution. Starts out as we the people. And I was going to quote the whole thing, but I just want to emphasize this part. The latter part of that preamble says, and ensure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity. That's our foundation. That's our foundation. So, as I was sitting at that intersection thinking about these things, it's just like a light turned on, and I said to myself, who are the founding fathers, and what is their foundational documents of the Democratic Socialist of America, or the Democratic Party at large? What is their documents? Who are their founding fathers? And the light turned on. You know, we have George Washington, James Madison, Benjamin Franklin, Daniel Webster, John Adams, Samuel Adams, and on and on and on and on the list goes. And let me just read a few things to you for a second. Let me read something to you from Benjamin Franklin, okay? Only a virtuous people are capable of freedom. Wow. Only a virtuous people are capable of freedom. As nations become corrupt and vicious, They have more need of masters. Think about that. Listen to John Adams. Our Constitution was made only for a moral and religious people. It is wholly inadequate to the government of any other. Listen to Thomas Jefferson. We in America do not have government by the majority. We have government by the majority who participate. All tyranny needs to gain a foothold is for people of good conscience to remain silent. Wow. James Madison said, a well-instructed people alone can be permanently a free people. Question. The DSA, the Democratic Party, what is their founding documents? Who are their founding fathers? What principles do they go by? What is their content and context? Where's its origin? Ask yourself those questions. Of course, here's some of the DSA and the Democratic Party. Here's some of their founding fathers. Joseph Stalin, Mao Zedong, I think that's how you pronounce it, something like that. Idi Amin, Saddam Hussein, Mussolini, Kim Jong-il, however you pronounce his, whatever. Ferdinand Marcos, Hitler, Castro, and of course, we'll throw Karl Marx in there because he's credited as being the father of communism. But dictators and tyrants go all the way back through biblical history, all the way back to Egypt. And their philosophy, their ideologies, their nature, their characteristics, their mindset never changes. Comes down to just a few basic things. Here's their principles. This is the principles that they build upon. Propaganda, lies, theft, fraud, deception. Do you ever hear the DSA, the Democratic Party, refer to our founding documents and our founding fathers and the content and the context that this nation was built upon? Morality and religion? Do you ever hear that? Do you ever hear them passionately talk about those rights endowed by our Creator, unalienable rights? You ever hear them refer to that? No. Because the list of names, and there's hundreds and hundreds more, all down through history, but the list of names I just read off, from Stalin to Castro, though they don't openly just come out and say it, that's their founding fathers. That's their founding documents that they're reverting back to. It's not progressive. It doesn't provide progressive freedom. It comes down to a few things. They want control. They want to dominate. They want to keep themselves filthy rich while they turn everybody else's lives into squalor. So you are totally, completely dependent on their rule, their laws, their propaganda. Mamdani Salami up there in New York, evil, sinister. He's a liar. You know who his founding father is? And the principles he lives by? The Prophet Muhammad, who is nothing but a lowlife, if there even was such a person, I don't know. But he was nothing but a lowlife, dirtbag, pervert. That's Mamdani's founding father, and the Quran are the principles that he lives by. You don't care about our Declaration of Independence, our Constitution, our Bill of Rights. You don't care about your sovereign freedom. Little by little, he's chipping away at that freedom. He's a degenerate. He's immoral. He's a pervert. So what are we going to do about it? America is being split, divided, right down the middle. You got the anti-Americans on one side, you got the patriotic Americans on the other side. Well, it was an 8-year, 4-month war that settled the Revolutionary War for independence. Voting don't work anymore. So, we've tried it peacefully. We've tried it gently. Now the Second Amendment is staring us in the face. Peaceful negotiations or at the end of a barrel. No true American patriot wants to open up the gates of hell. Those that's been in the military and have seen war, they don't want to go back to that. But they're willing. They're ready. They're locked and loaded. I hope it don't come to that, but I think we're edging closer and closer and closer. Because we have American patriots and we have anti-American tyrants and dictators. That's what we have. You cannot compromise on freedom. You cannot go soft on protecting and defending your life, your liberty, in pursuit of happiness. You cannot go soft and weak and fearful on giving up, forfeiting those unalienable rights endowed by our Creator. You can't do it. We can't do it. I can't do it. You can't do it. As I said in the previous video, I've got to find a public platform. You know, this little YouTube channel is okay. It could grow or not. But I want to get my face, my body, my voice out there in the public. Who knows? Maybe I'll take a bullet like Charlie Kirk did. Like Dr. Martin Luther King. If it comes to that, it comes to that. They almost took Trump out several times. They took Abraham Lincoln out. They took John F. Kennedy out. I'm a nobody. But I've got something to say. So I want you to consider these things that I've discussed today. And I'll get back with you later.